Trade Guitars is giving away this Gibson Custom Shop Les Paul to one of you. How to enter? Subscribe to Play and Trade Guitars on YouTube, and we'll give it away when we hit 50,000 subscribers. Hey, welcome back to Play and Trade Guitars. I'm John, that's Zach behind the camera, and this is Play and Trade Guitars, where we play it and trade it. Today we're talking about a pretty interesting and cool era in Gibson history, the Les Paul Deluxe, which was introduced in 1969-1970 with a gold top and those mini humbuckers. Today I'm going to let you hear the mini humbuckers. We'll compare them to P90s and regular humbuckers, throw a little bit of history at you. Today I'll be showing you the current production Gibson Les Paul Deluxe 70s, which retails for $27.99 USD. We'll put it on the bench, talk full specs, and pull it apart, and then of course we'll plug it in and play it. At the top, if you're in the market for this guitar or any gear, click to buy new gear using our link in the description because you support our channel when you buy using our link. And we're also getting very close to giving away that Gibson Custom Shop Les Paul. Make sure you subscribe and sign up using our Gleam entry link because one of you will be taking home that Custom Shop beauty soon. All right, without further ado, let's uncase the Gibson Les Paul Deluxe 70s and get to work on this super interesting take on the Les Paul that just screams 70s rock. All right, get a load of this, the Les Paul Deluxe 70s from Gibson, $27.99, brand new finish for 2023. This is wine red. And this guitar is special because we've talked a lot already about how the Les Paul was discontinued in 1961. It had been totally redesigned as the SG. The Les Paul Standard with humbuckers was out of production from 1961 all the way, unbelievably, until 1976. They did kick up production in the late 60s again with a couple models. First, they reintroduced the Les Paul Standard, but it had P90s on it. And then around 1969, they introduced the Les Paul Deluxe, which had mini humbuckers. There's actually a long-running rumor that the reason that they have these mini humbuckers, which actually fit exactly in the same space as Soap Bar P90s, is because Epiphone, owned by Gibson, had just moved their production from Kalamazoo, Michigan to Japan, leaving a whole big parts bin of mini humbuckers left behind. And so it was a convenient way in their retooling and reintroduction of the Les Paul to go ahead and use those extra parts in a guitar which is routed for P90s. And typically you can compare the mini humbucker to something like the Firebird humbucker, the P90, and then of course you can hear the difference in sound a little bit from the regular humbucker, and we'll give a few of those sound comparisons here. But let's head over to the bench because this is just a super cool guitar. I love the gloss finish. It's got a C profile, feels like probably a 50s profile neck if I had to assign one, but we'll get full measurements. So let's head over to the bench and check this out with a deep dive. All the specs of a Les Paul Deluxe are the same in terms of having a maple cap, mahogany body, mahogany neck, compared to a standard. I mean, really the main difference is just gonna be these mini humbuckers. Starting up at the top of the headstock, mother of pearl Gibson inlay, Deluxe on the truss rod cover. My favorite tulip Deluxe tuners, Gibson Deluxe double line. Beautiful red finish on the back, gloss nitro, mahogany neck, C-shaped profile. Nut at 1.68 inches. First fret at 0.87 inches. Up to a 12th fret of 0.97 inches. So definitely a C shape, more in line with a 50s profile neck rather than a slim taper. Body thickness comes in at 2 inches. Mahogany body, maple cap with binding. And we'll start to get some measurements from the outside of these humbuckers first. You can see with the pickups themselves, they have this kind of wider pickup ring, and that's meant to accommodate a soap bar size P90 route. They would have already had those bodies at the factory from the reintroduction of the standard with P90s. Basically, the soap bar P90 size casing comes in at 3.38 inches. Soap bar P90s, 3.38 inches wide. So here's the regular humbucker, PAF style, 3.5 inches wide, including the ring. The pickup humbucker itself is 2 3/4 inches wide. So as I get the multimeter set up, I'll ask you to drop a comment if you have some technical knowledge on the differences between these mini humbuckers and the regulars or these and the P90s. I'll put on screen here a few kind of noteworthy differences, but as we come back here and just look visually, we have the lead Les Paul Deluxe pickup in bridge and the rhythm Les Paul Deluxe pickup in neck. And Zach and I were even just brainstorming, you know, he has an SG special that you'll see in a minute, but he could even take, you know, a mini humbucker since it fits in the same size route and put a mini humbucker in his P90 equipped guitar if he wants, and that gives you some really cool flexibility to think about too. Taking a reading, you can see we're at 6.1 in bridge, 6.0 in neck, 3.0 combined. Some orange drop capacitors in here, all hand wired. This guitar feels a little heavier. Let's see where this weighs in. 9 pounds, 13 ounces, so just over 9.75 pounds. The construction on this example is flawless. The guitar feels and looks beautiful. This wine red finish is a knockout. That's a new finish. Keep in mind also, this is $27.99 compared to the price increase on the Standard, which is now $29.99. So you can still save $200 in that price difference alone right there. And then when it comes to the playing, neck feels great. It's my preferred neck shape, which is that C-shaped kind of 50s profile on this guitar. Again, just really happy so far with what I'm seeing out of this guitar. If you're in the market for this or any others, remember to shop using our link. You do support our channel when you buy new gear using our link. So check that out in the description. It's that time. Why don't we plug it in? We're going to show you some clean tones. We'll dirty it up, and then of course we'll put it behind a track and let it sing. As a bonus today, I'm also going to let you hear this guitar compared to a P90 SG and a regular humbucker Les Paul Standard 50s, just to give you the full variation of tones compared to this mini humbucker. Remember to stay tuned to the end because I'll give you a final score and my final reaction. So let's head over and get plugged in. I can't wait. I'm really excited about this one. This Les Paul Deluxe plays effortlessly, and I love the brighter, ballsier sound of the Deluxe mini pickups. The mini humbuckers sound fantastic. I'm a fan of guitars like the Firebird, and these are a little bit more on their way to kind of what I hear when I play a Firebird, and they also are a little bit on their way to a little bit closer to what I hear when I hear a P90. So we could probably classify this as somewhere between a P90 sound and a regular humbucker, and hopefully the comparison, you can hear that as well. It's super fun to get Zach in here with that beautiful lefty SG Special in Pelham Blue. That was a fun little comparison to break those sounds down. But if you're in the market for this Les Paul Deluxe, this is the Gibson Les Paul Deluxe 70s. It retails for $27.99, cheaper than the Standard these days, actually. Some of my favorite attributes would be the C-shaped 50s profile neck. Keep it in mind that if you're gonna buy this guitar, it does have the chunkier neck compared to the slim taper, but if you like that as I do, this might be the right guitar for you. The mini humbuckers are obviously the standout feature that make this different from the regular Les Paul Standard. And I'd say if you're shopping a Les Paul with P90s, this is one to not overlook because you might like the kind of hybrid sound between the P90s and the regular kind of PAF style humbuckers. So just a joy to play this one. I really enjoyed it. You've stayed here until the end, so I'm gonna give you my final score. I give a score in 3 categories: overall playability, overall sound, and overall value. Overall playability on the Deluxe, I'm gonna give it a 9.0. Overall sound, I'm gonna give it a 9.0. And overall value, because it's actually less money these days than the Les Paul Standard, I'm gonna give it a 9.0. I'm gonna give it a straight 9.0 across the board. I would absolutely recommend this guitar. Fantastic addition to your Les Paul lineup because you might already have 5 or 6 of them, but you might not have a Les Paul Deluxe. And I can promise you that there is enough of a sound difference to make it worth owning. And it really gives a little bit of extra snarl and punch and flavor and character that I really can appreciate. Thanks for hanging out with us on Play and Trade Guitars. Click on any of our video links to check out the next demo on our channel. We also have factory tours. Make sure you're in it to win and subscribe to win our Gibson Custom Shop Les Paul and buy gear using our link. We'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.